Welcome to episode
2.
Well, so before we start this whole little situation here, episode 2, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. The tech guy here messed up. Cherry.
What do you mean I messed up?
You messed up. There was a problem with the system and you messed up.
No, it was actually working fine. Your computer had a little warning that popped up that was pointless.
At least my computer works. At least my computer works.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, as long as mine works, I still have that in my favor.
Yes, your laptop is the working device at this time.
So, we have had 80 people view us from our first episode.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, we did.
Let's see. I viewed it and you viewed it, so that's 78 more viewers than I was expecting.
It was fantastic, and we have 8 subscribers. You said?
Yeah, there's 8 people subscribed. Thank you very much.
Thanks. That's
Yes.
awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So we're excited to continue on with what we are talking about. Fortunately, usually I'm the more one that's usually planned, but he actually is planned tonight, believe it or not. Look at this. He's got a little piece of paper here that says he has like everything he wants to talk about on it. It's quite interesting. I've got to give him props.
Thank you.
I'm the one that's unprepared. But
You're also the one who drove home to get the power cable
Oh,
for
boy.
your laptop
yeah,
so that we had power and could film this in the first place.
well, it's
Don't worry, I'll give you lots of hard times while we're practicing for the
yeah.
for that food thing in 2 weeks.
The target lock.
Target lock, yeah.
So he has a plan of what he wants to talk about. I know target lock was one of them, so we'll touch base on target lock. I think last.
Yeah, later.
So this weekend
We should
was
talk
the
about what Thursday.
launch. Oh yeah,
Yeah, we should talk about Thursday play
Thursday's play first.
Yeah.
So our space battle. We haven't really come up with a cool Thursday name yet.
No.
But we also want to give props out to. I want to give props out to one group that we didn't give props to. A couple of people in the first episode. Geek Squad out on the island.
Okay, yeah.
And Black Moon Squadron.
Yeah.
So those are a couple more in BC that are in our little area that we converse with. So wanted to give a shout out to those guys because we didn't give out one of them last week. So Geek Squad's got their Thursday night flight thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they've taken that name, so I don't want to take that. So
Well, we're kind of like Thursday night at Bastions in Chilliwack.
Yeah. So our first episode we mentioned we were going through waves.
Mhm.
So last week was wave 6 and 7.
Yeah, we combined the two.
Combine the two because all the scum players were crying that they didn't have enough ships, and then they finally got to play with
Well,
ships. And then
6 and 7, and one the wave we would have played was only scum ships, and the rebel and the imperial players, we didn't buy any scum ships.
Well, I think there's only a few people that were actually complaining about that. But I mean, when we talked to everybody, it made more sense to release wave 6 and 7. So
Together. Yeah.
That brought in Miranda. Yeah, Miranda.
Yeah, how'd that do for you?
Lovely Miranda.
Hey, how'd that do for you? I mean, what? First of all, I took 3 Star Vipers and one of those Karazi.
Starfighters?
Yeah,
Or fighters?
Yeah, that little Karazi fighter. So
Yeah.
I went with those. Yeah. What did you go with?
Well, I believe I went with my. I flew. Oh yeah, I flew a B-wing.
Okay.
Yeah, don't ask me why. I flew a B-wing, and I flew the K-wing, the B-wing, and I flew a. It's been it was such a bad build. I don't even want to talk about it. That because I lost every game. But I flew a B-wing. It made no sense to me. I flew a B-wing. Don't ask me why. I couldn't answer that question for you. So it was pretty good. We saw a couple of Miranda dash builds.
Yeah.
We had
my only win was against the Miranda Dash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, too bad for you. Yay for Rebels. All right. But we also had our Aussie friend, which was his last night, was with us on Thursday, and he flew 6 Kurax fighters. I tell you, someone gave him the abilities to fly a swarm, and then now he wants to fly swarms consistently. Don't ask me why, because when he goes back to Aussie land, which he's back there now, I'm pretty sure they're going to go, what the heck are you doing? What did those Canadians teach you? But anyways, it was fun hanging out with him the last evening, and a couple other guys
He's part
came
of
out.
what is it? Onyx Squadron.
Onyx Squadron,
He's
yeah.
part of Onyx Squadron.
So
And,
yeah,
they have a pretty good reputation of cleaning house wherever they go.
yeah,
And we're playing him. Yeah, he's a good player.
yeah. He's definitely a good player. So, but it's been a good time. The waves have been fun. Some of the guys are still. Some of the guys can't wait. I know our ghost player can't wait to get his
Get
ghost
the
out
ghost
this
in.
week.
I can't wait to have a proper Fen round.
Well, you guys and your scums and their Fen rows and.
It's
You know, actually, to be honest with you, I'm so glad I haven't seen Fenrir in the last 8 weeks. It's been fantastic. By the way. It's crazy Fenrir. I hate that ship. That ship, no matter what I do, I always lose against that ship.
Yeah.
I can have, okay, I'll give you a brief estimate
Give us a brief estimate.
of what happened. I was flying 4 Wookiees against a scum build, which had Fen in it. Don't ask me what the other 2 ships were because I blew them off the board. But Fen Rao decided to blow up all my ships. Don't ask me how a ship that size with the, well, you know what? Actually, I don't even want to go there because we already know Fen just does nothing but dodge everybody.
Yeah.
And his little
And then he hits hard.
five dice hit smack
Yeah.
or 6 dice hit smack was unreal. So Sam, one of our better players here in the valley, you know, he's never, you never know with him where his thinking is because his face is very, it's the same. No matter what part of the game he's playing, it's the same. So it's very, you're like not sure where you're gonna go or what's happening.
Sam knows where I'm going. I think he's just like, I can't believe he's going there.
but
what is he doing? That's what I think he's thinking.
He's one of those players.
My first game on Thursday with Sam, and with those silly Star Viper things with that funny barrel roll, I thought I'd be funny and just send them all out and have them barrel roll in all kinds of directions and be goofy. Sam just sat back, let me be a fool. And then once I had all my ships disorganized and then worked together, he moved in and he blew them all up.
So, but
yeah, that was a great plan.
Well, there is a lot of those that are just, you know, but we won't stay too long on wave 8 or wave 6, 7. It's wave 8 coming up this week, and whatnot. But we got a lot of other stuff we want to touch base on.
Well, wave 8's easy. It's just going to be 4 jump masters sometime.
Well, out comes the scum players. Like now, like they're all.
Well, you know, 4 jump masters isn't a huge threat. They roll 2 dice.
So, well, whichever. Still crying about the whole FAQ thing.
Oh, what? No, I'm past that. I'm past that.
No, you're not past that.
No, I got that new little ship, the scum.
Oh
thing.
Yes.
I love that thing.
Camelot.
Yeah, the Camelot. I love those things. They're great.
And I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, but just saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're heading into Wave 8 this week. So our Ghost player is ecstatically thrilled. Wave 8 had a lot of stuff released, so
yeah,
it's
but
gonna.
Then it was like 2 releases, one chunk and then a bit of a chunk afterwards.
Yeah, so it was quite a huge amount that's been released. So now it's starting to get back into more of the more meta and upper echelons of ships and stuff that we've been playing. So it's going to be almost back to normal probably in the next 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. It's been a total and utter. It's been fun doing it. So we'll definitely do something again like that. I'm pretty sure I've got already.
I think we should have a tournament.
Wheels in my head.
We should have a 2-part tournament. One part is you can only come with TIE fighters. You have to come with a TIE fighter build. So it'll just be nothing but swarms. And then the second half is just X-Wings. You can only show up with X-Wing.
Well, I think that...
And then we combine the points and then we decide...
One of our other Crimson Night Raven players wanted us to do a season thing. So that's the next thing that's on the agenda.
The drawing board. Do a season. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And it's got a pretty nifty little aspect of what he wanted to try out. So we try to be very open with ideas. I mean, it's always nice to have new things that people want to try and do and try to make things better. So we're probably going to try that out and work out some details probably in the next little while. But anyways, we'll move on. So I haven't quite gotten into this game yet, but
I have.
it is definitely one of the games that we'll be getting into, and we all know the game that this is, obviously Legion. So
yeah.
out in Nerd Haven this past weekend
Nerd Haven in
was
Abbotsford,
the launch weekend.
They had their launch weekend. It was a little late, but I mean, they were waiting for stuff from FFG, so we're all used to the term "a little late."
Yes.
So, and it was a good time. You came. It was a launch. Most of you probably heard about it. You come, build your stuff. They have challenge duels. So they had 4 builds that everybody got to play each build once, and then battle each other. One was Luke Skywalker with a handful of Rebel troopers and a Z6 trooper. Darth Vader, six stormtroopers, and one with the DLT-19. You had the Airspeeder versus the ST. Both of them had a group of troopers. The T-47 had the MPL-57 guy, ions, and then the stormtroopers had the H-12 guy with his fancy guns. So, anyways, you got to play those 4 times. And it was a good time. I had 4 good games. It was a lot of fun.
The game is supposed to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I just haven't gotten into all my stuff yet. But
we got all kinds of handout. We got most of you probably, a lot of you probably maybe seen the launch. You got this nice little 2-sided reference sheet. They had a painting contest. I didn't win any of the painting contests.
Oh, really? Who won the painting contest?
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Nate won painting contest?
No.
Was it
Ken beat
Ken beat you?
Yeah, and then some guy showed up with a Rebel build that was painted that was gorgeous.
Oh, really? What did you have Rebel build as?
One of the other stuff.
What was it? What was it painted like?
Like commando
tell our
guys.
viewers what it was painted like.
It was like painted like commandos. It was all commando colors.
Oh, was it commando colors?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it was nice. So I forgot to tell my wife that you can bid for me online, and next time I won't be doing that mistake.
That's probably a good idea, actually. She'll probably put it like.
She'll put it on somewhere. I would have had 700 votes if I had let my wife know. But either way, they had the painting contest. But it was cool because, like I said, they had the challenge duels where you got to battle each other at least once, and then they did these neat things for participating. The challenge duels, you got this nice little card says you got to participate, right? Which is pretty cool.
You're participating.
Yeah, I got participated.
What a participator.
And then the person who won each of the 4 challenges got these cards. So for the challenge with the T-47, you got this nice little card to say that you were the winner of that. And for the challenge with Darth Vader, you got this nice little card that said that you achieved that. And then with the challenge with Luke Skywalker, you got a nice little card to say that you were the one that mastered that one too. And then for the challenge where you had to do the little squad build with the ATST, well, the winner of that one also got this nice little card. So yes, I nailed all 4. I walked all over everybody. It was great. I will tell you some stuff that I figured out from playing this weekend, and it was good because besides the challenges, I also got to play full format games. This thing here, it should just be called zone control. when it is low, like with these challenges, these things were pretty naked, but even naked, this thing's a walking tank. Trying to take these things out, good luck. The walking tank. These lovely little flyers here, the T-47s, do not fly them towards anything that shoots because they go down in a ball of flames. Mind you, they were naked too. I didn't try these with any cards on them, but I have 2 of them, and I plan to paint them up. I plan to use them. I'm going to really work on how I use these as strategy. I think flanking with these is better than just racing in forward and all guns blazing because it hurt. Now this silly thing. Well, before I get into that, Darth Vader.
Don't worry, I'm
No,
kind of out of this
no,
conversation. I'm just listening.
Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. When I played Darth Vader, I took Luke Skywalker out. When I played Luke Skywalker, I took Darth Vader out. So you know what? They weren't done up with all the cards, but they get the same cards for the most part, anyways. Both of them hit hard, but what I found the trick was engagement. I believe they call it engagement when two of them touch bases and they're in melee combat. Because for something referred to as a troop to get out of that, they have to basically give up the whole next turn and they move like an inch away or something. So really, if you want to tie up Darth Vader, you put him in melee combat so that he's fighting Luke Skywalker, and then you focus everybody else on him so he can't shoot at them. He's in melee combat with Luke Skywalker and they have to battle it out while everybody's shooting at him. And vice versa. Another trick I figured out is and I think most players have, Darth Vader starts in that corner. I had everything start in this corner. By turn 2, he was close enough. He kind of got to roll 3 dice. He wasn't really effective till turn 3. So placement of Darth Vader, if you have to play against him or play for him. If you're playing with him, I want him in the middle and ready to go up. If I'm playing against him, I want to be the opposite side and make him come to me, not go to him. So that was interesting.
It seems to be like it's a pretty basic situation with the fact of how things are kind of run. But again, like I said, I'm kind of out of this conversation all that much because of the fact that I was unable to attend that fantastic outing, and I do plan on playing the game. So my exciting little goofy commentary and funniness will eventually come into Legions.
Bastion still has to throw something too.
They do.
They do.
But unfortunately, I don't know who's running that.
I don't know, but all I can say is when Veers gets released, so you don't have to have a Darth Vader and you put another 130 points into your build, one of these on one side, one on the other side, and you're controlling the zone all the way up. You set one up with all 4 guns that can fire at once, another one with 2. The big game that I had, it was the guy had 3 sets of speeder bikes, whole bunch of troops, Darth Vader. I had this, Darth Vader, some troops, and 2 speeder bikes. And it basically got down to...
You're all machines. You're all machines. Where's all your troops, man? You should be having like thousands of stormtroopers.
This thing each turn took something out. It was just unbelievable. And in 6 turns, the first 4 turns, I didn't move them. I just left them there. And things were just able to be shot at. Yeah. It was only the 5th and the 6th turn that I moved them, and that was so I could go around a building and annihilate a set of troops. So, You know what? If you're going to play this game and you want to be on the dark side, these are very strong choice. I love it.
You know what?
I want to now.
I'm actually very, like I said, the game has gotten great reviews. People love playing it. It's a whole different atmosphere to X-Wing along the lines of how playability wise.
Well, the game
and for me it's a lot better along the lines because you don't have to deal with. And no offense to anybody who is Warhammer. I love Warhammer.
And I Warhammer.
Warhammer's
love Warhammer.
Amazing game. Yeah. An amazing game. I love it. But for somebody like myself who's, only limited to certain situations, you don't want to. I mean, you can't put that amount of money into a game like Warhammer.
The beauty of this is the actions of going back and forth during each turn was absolutely a pure joy. Having to choose your command cards and playing that strategy, there's a whole strategy to those command cards I figured out. It's awesome. And the fact that you would roll your dice and you didn't have to do math to figure out if you had hits, misses, crits, or whatever. You just had the symbols you figured out, bang, bang, bang. So turns took a while, but they were a lot quicker with the way that they got the dice set up. And having all the different colors and the mixtures and what you can do and all that. And the movement was so simple. I have absolutely no regrets investing in this game at all. I can't wait to you get into it. I know Alex is buying stuff into it. A bunch of guys are. Nate's getting into it.
We already have quite a few guys already into it.
Yeah,
but just a lot of the guys haven't.
It's going to be a lot of good play time.
So it's going to be good times. I'm looking forward to seeing where the game's going to go and how it's going to go. And I know for a fact that FFG's not just going to stick with Rebel and Imperial. There's no way. I could probably see.
No, they've already said droids are coming out.
Yeah,
they're coming out with the droid army.
Like it's gonna be a 3-faction type of game like X-Wing is. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing the fun and the excitement on how this game's gonna grow like the other one.
And seriously, after playing on one weekend, you're even if you're new to the game, you have enough of a grasp of it that you're comfortable with it. You know, it's such an easy game to learn and to play. And for the guys who aren't into building models, I mean, you glue a couple feet to a base, snap the arms on, spray paint it white or purple if you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, the assembly of these things are so simple. I mean,
yeah, it's really good.
It's a great game.
I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go and how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the 2 game nights, well 3 now with the Crimson Core night, but
and I forgot to look because I thought Stronghold in Vancouver was going to have.
There's a couple of them actually. I think AG3 has one too.
Launch weekends.
I think AG3 has one coming up too.
Yeah.
And
they're definitely worth going to. I mean, the swag. I mean, it's fun. They're just cards and all that. But once they get into the real swag, I've seen some good stuff coming down with cards. And
there's already people building acrylics and stuff for that stuff. So it's going to go pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. But as we want to move on to the next thing on his list, Mr. Prepared tonight. And so the next thing he wanted to talk about was target lock. So he doesn't have his build out.
No, because I'm still working on it.
I'm still working on mine, but I decided to. This is the one I'm working on so far. So target lock. Well, this is going
coming up on April 28th.
Yeah, next week.
Say that.
Next week, April 28th, next week.
Easy to find on Facebook if you're interested.
Oh yeah, he posts.
James posted that picture of the prize table.
Yeah, there's going to be.
That was awesome.
There's going to be lots of good stuff to hand out and lots of good times. Definitely support. It's for a charity. Yeah. I mean, you know, and
it's held in Delta at the EV Free Church and I should know because I used to go to that church when I was like 4, 116th and something.
Hey, like I said, it's online. Go on the Western Canada X-Wing site. It's there. James posts it like crazy, and I'm telling you, it looks like it's going to be a blast. There's lots of people that have donated tons of stuff for the event
all over the world too.
And people from all over the world. And he's really thanking everybody who has stepped up to donate that. Yeah. We actually gave him a set of our swag from Crimson Night Ravens. Yeah. So he's got lots of great stuff, and he's looking forward to the weekend as are we. So for me, as you can see, anyways, target lock. So the target lock, the way it's working this year is you have the abilities to take whatever ships from whatever faction. But you have to have one of each of those each faction, represented in your loadout. Which, a couple of, as we were playing through our waves, we were talking about target lock and what might be happening and who doing. People are coming up with crazy stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to build something totally wacky, stupid, because I don't think that I'm really not that, intuitive to building something along the lines of some of our better players. So
my boss that does 5 damage at range 3 and 7 damage at range 1.
Yeah, well,
and it hurts. Just ask Alex.
So target lock's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. But the way it's built, man, you could take Palpatine and put him on the Millennium Falcon.
Or better yet, one of them Wookiee ships.
put it on Lorik. Can you imagine some of the crazy things that people are coming up with? being able to mix cards into factions has been just you're like oh man, this would be kind of neat. And I can see why some of these cards are strictly for like those factions
Yeah.
because if they were viably
It's
visible
broken. It is such a
for
broken
for
game.
like everything,
Yeah.
like you would never be able to like enjoy the game because all it ever is like just a bunch of crazy stuff. So I mean, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be interesting to
It
say the
will.
least.
It will.
So
I went last year, and yeah, some of the builds there, I think I needed a encyclopedia to figure out what they were doing. But there are some players that just can pull the magic out of all that stuff. So
we're looking forward to it. But that is
that's
some
not
of the things.
Yeah, that's not the big news though.
No, what's the big news?
Well, the big news: Cascade Games Seattle System Open
Oh,
happening June 23rd and 24th.
yeah. There's
Boba Fett cards are coming home.
So I wanted him to. I playing retarded. I knew what was coming, but the System Open in Seattle. So not having to have to go down to San Francisco or fly out east or something closer to the west.
Yeah.
Thank you, FFG. Like seriously, I'm like it's gonna be fun.
Because we got friends going to Seattle, or not
Yeah.
Seattle, to San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
They're making
I think
the
there's
trip to San Francisco,
four of them.
yeah.
I think.
I mean, that'd be a fun trip.
Yeah.
But
I think
my wife
it's-
would kill me.
I think it's Ozzy. Ozzy's going.
I thought Nate was.
Nate's going.
Yeah.
Dan Hope is going.
Dan is going, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Brad. Brad said he might go,
Yeah, I don't know.
but
I just know I couldn't make that trip.
there's like
That's
3 or
not
4
happening.
people going. Like so, and they're traveling down there. They're gonna have some fun with it. So, we're looking forward to seeing how this Open's gonna work. Though.
Well, and it's sweet because, as many of you probably know from last year, you had to get tickets for the Comic-Con on top of your tickets for the. So it was expensive. I mean, I went last year. I didn't mind because I love Comic-Cons, so I had a great time. But I know a lot of X-Wing players stayed home because of that. This year, no Comic-Con. So I mean, let's see, to do the Star Wars Open itself, $30 US.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You want to go play in the Open, it's $30 US. If you want to get one of these fancy mats that they use at the Open, this isn't one of them, but if you want to get one of the fancy mats, throw $40 on top of that. So you'll come home with an Open mat as well. So $70, not too bad.
American was probably about 130, 140 Canadian, probably.
Yeah, they also have, and it's interesting because they're doing it in stages this year. So stage 1 will be 3 games. Whoever wins 2 of those games moves on to the second stage. Whoever wins, I believe, 5 of those games goes on to the third stage. So third stage will be played, obviously, on Sunday. And then on Sunday, they're going to do something called Hyperspace Qualifier, which is 6 rounds of Swiss play. And it's $20 to sign up for. So it's another 20. And then if that's all you want to play is that, you can give them 40 more bucks and you get a mat as well. So you can do both or one or the other, get a mat, either way. But the nice thing about the Hyperspace is if you're playing in the System Open and you make round 1, you make round 2, and you get into round 3 on Sunday and you get booted the first round, you can go over to the Hyperspace, sign up for it, and whatever rounds you've missed, they're going to give you an automatic win on those rounds. And then you just play forward from wherever you jumped in.
Oh, that's going to be quite the.
So there'll be a lot of people
interesting,
with an extra $20 on them that as soon as they get wiped out of, the third one. Because, I mean, the System Open, they take, the top 8 players, and they all get invites to the Corsican Open. And then, of course, the winner gets the invite, the free flight, and all that kind of nonsense. The people, let's see what they're saying. For 6 rounds, undefeated players earn an invite to the Corsican Invitational in that Hyperspace Qualifier. So if you go in there and you win all 6 games, you get an invite as well. So
well, like I said, Mr. Prepared tonight is quite full of information.
yeah, well, you know what?
So it's fantastic. Like
It's
guys,
a
it's been a
well-run
great time.
event. Last year was well-run. there was deals. There was one place selling Jump Masters for $15. It was good, and that was before the bump.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, we don't want to stay on too much longer, as the videos we don't want to keep them within a certain time frame. And we want to leave you guys figuring out what we might be talking about next week. But so we're not going to give you any hints on what we're going to be talking about next week, unless you kind of pick up of something that we've already mentioned. So it's going to be good times. A lot of really good stuff coming up. A lot of fun. Keep tuned in.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're going to have lots of fun. There's going to be some more stuff coming. Don't worry. We are working on swag.
Well, swag, we got to get email set up too. If you guys have events, local stuff going on in BC or even in Seattle or, I mean, Edmonton, Alberta, whatever.
Yeah, like shoot us an email or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got an email set up.
We have a Facebook page too.
We got Facebook. We got to
open that up. I
think we have to add something to it. I was on it today at work. I mean, I was on it today just for a quick glance.
Well,
and we need to put some attention there too.
So
to get things going.
Just kind of, like this is like the second episode. Things are going good.
Yeah.
We're having lots of fun doing this, and I'm looking forward to chit-chatting or bumping into anybody who might be subscribed or viewing or whatnot. Live streams, we haven't quite figured out if we're going to do live streams yet. We are looking at trying to maybe do a live stream with maybe a play out, right? But we'll see. For now, this will going to be kind of where we're going and what we're doing. Stay tuned. See you all next week. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
Thanks
for watching. Don't forget to give us likes, subscribe.
Hey, even share.
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 It's all good.
Share. Rebels. Rebel all the way.
Lord.
Rebels. Rebels.
Good night.